Close your eyes for a second and think about who you are right now. Picture yourself as you are in this very moment. Your habits, your mindset, your daily routine, the people around you, the energy you carry, the choices you make without even realizing it. Now ask yourself a question. Is this version of you enough to dominate 2026? Is this you prepared for the storms, the challenges, the opportunities, and the relentless pace that is coming? Be honest, because the truth doesn't care about your feelings. The truth doesn't negotiate and it doesn't wait. It's staring at you right now and it's asking one simple question. Are you ready to rise? Or are you going to let another year slip through your fingers while everyone else accelerates past you? Most people enter a new year thinking it's just another 365 days, another set of calendars, another countdown. But you and I know better. Every year is a battlefield. Every year is a test of your discipline, your focus, and your hunger. Every year is a mirror that shows whether the person you are becoming is actually who you want to be, or if you've been settling, sleeping, and wasting precious time. 2026 is coming with its challenges, its opportunities, and its unforgiving lessons. And it doesn't care about your excuses, your fears, or your hesitation. It will reward preparation, relentless action, and the courage to rise above your current self. Ask yourself, how badly do you want to change? How badly do you want to grow? Because this is not the time for half measures. This is not the time to say, I'll try, or maybe next year. 2026 doesn't respond to maybe. It responds to action, to fire, to commitment that burns so brightly it cannot be ignored. Right now, someone out there is preparing while you are hesitating. Someone out there is sharpening their skills, building their habits, strengthening their mind, and taking steps every single day toward domination. Are you going to watch them pass by, or are you going to rise to claim what belongs to you? Your mind is your battlefield. Your habits are your weapons. Your environment is your support or your prison. The people you surround yourself with, the knowledge you acquire, the discipline you enforce, they all compound and they all determine whether 2026 will be your year of greatness or another year of regret. And here's the secret most people don't realize. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you your breakthrough, your opportunity, or your success. It is yours to take, but only if you are willing to step up, push past every fear, and commit to becoming a version of yourself so unstoppable that the world has no choice but to acknowledge it. So I want you to lean in. I want you to pay attention. I want you to feel the fire inside you starting right now. This is not just a speech. This is a wake-up call. This is a psychological push to break the chains of old habits, old fears, and old limitations. This is the moment where you begin to see yourself as the person capable of dominating 2026. By the time this message ends, you will know deep in your mind and your soul that you have no choice but to rise. Because the truth is simple. Either you prepare yourself or the year will prepare you. And when it does, you may not like what it reveals. Listen carefully, because this is the truth that most people refuse to face. 2026 is coming, whether you're ready or not. It doesn't care about your excuses, your fears, your doubts, or the way you've been living your life up to this moment. Time is the most brutal, indifferent force you will ever face, and it doesn't negotiate with anyone. While you're sitting there thinking about what you should have done last year, while you're holding on to regrets and missed opportunities, the calendar flips and life moves forward. The clock doesn't pause for you to catch your breath. It doesn't wait for you to feel motivated. It doesn't wait for you to have your mind perfectly aligned or your plans perfectly executed. 2026 is going to come whether you are prepared or not. And if you haven't positioned yourself to meet it with strength, clarity, and unrelenting determination, you will be left behind watching other people live the life you've been dreaming of. Imagine standing on the edge of a highway while the cars are racing past at full speed. If you're not prepared to move with them, you'll get run over. That's exactly what 2026 is. Opportunities, growth, breakthroughs, money, success, they're all moving forward at the speed of life. If you are sitting still, hoping someone hands you a ticket. You will wake up next year asking yourself why nothing has changed. Too many people go into a new year thinking they can catch up. That mindset is deadly. Life doesn't wait for the latecomers, the dreamers who never act, or the ones who rely on luck. Life rewards those who prepare, those who anticipate, and those who have already taken steps before the world even notices. Being ready for 2026 means you have to evaluate yourself brutally. Not gently, not politely, but with ruthless honesty. You have to look in the mirror and confront every weakness, every fear, every excuse that has been slowing you down. If you tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, let me tell you this. Tomorrow will not wait for you either. Every second you waste, every moment you delay action, 2026 inches closer and you are falling further behind. The world is not impressed by your intentions. It is impressed by results. Your past failures, the setbacks you experienced in 2025, they don't matter if you use them as fuel to push harder now. But if you ignore them, if you let them lull you into comfort, they will be the chains that hold you back as the next year passes you by. Preparation isn't about luck. It's about action. It's about thinking ahead, planning ahead, and doing the work that nobody else wants to do before the crowd even notices. Too many people wait for the perfect conditions to start chasing their goals, but perfect conditions are a myth. Life is messy. Opportunities come disguised as challenges, obstacles, and failures. If you're not ready when they arrive, they will pass you by, and someone else, someone hungrier and more prepared, will seize them. 2026 will bring challenges, yes, but it will also bring moments of greatness for those who have already built the mindset, the skills, and the habits needed to capitalize on them. Ask yourself, are you going into 2026 as a spectator or as a contender? Are you going to watch other people achieve the things you want while you stay stuck in the same cycle of excuses and half-hearted attempts? Or are you going to take ownership of your life now, while you still have time to prepare? Being ready for the coming year isn't just about setting goals. It's about building resilience, sharpening your focus, and committing to a level of discipline that most people aren't willing to touch. It's about waking up before the sun rises, pushing past discomfort, and working harder than anyone else. Not because someone told you to, but because you understand that time will not wait for you. This is also about mindset. Preparation isn't just physical, it's mental. You have to see yourself already ahead in 2026. You have to feel it in your bones, even when the world around you doubts you, even when your friends are content with mediocrity, even when everything in your environment is telling you to settle. If you can't visualize it, if you can't mentally rehearse your success, if you can't imagine yourself dominating the opportunities of the next year, then you won't be ready when they appear. Your mind leads and your actions follow. So start now, in this very moment, to train your mind, your focus, and your energy toward being ready. The calendar will turn with or without you. Being prepared also means having a plan, not a wish. A wish is passive. A plan is active. A plan is strategic. Think about what you need to accomplish by the end of 2026. Break it down. Who do you need to become to make that happen? What skills do you need to master? What habits do you need to enforce? What sacrifices are you willing to make today so that when the world flips its calendar to 2026, you are already 10 steps ahead of everyone else? This is where preparation separates winners from the crowd, because most people enter the new year unprepared, reactive, and overwhelmed. They are caught off guard when challenges appear. But when you are ready, challenges become opportunities. Obstacles become lessons. Setbacks become fuel. 2026 will not be a year where you can coast. It will demand everything you have. And if you prepared, it will give you everything you deserve. Here's the hard truth that many people refuse to face. No one is going to wait for you. No mentor, no opportunity, no circumstance. 2026 will reward the doers, the fighters, the ones who refuse to let time slip through their fingers. And while others are scrambling, blaming the system, or waiting for the right moment, you will be executing, grinding, and building momentum. That momentum will carry you past those who hesitate, past those who complain, past those who are content with average. By the time everyone else wakes up, you will already be miles ahead because you understood one fundamental truth. Time does not wait, and 2026 will not either. So prepare yourself. Start now. Build your skills, strengthen your mind, fortify your habits, and commit with every fiber of your being to meet 2026 head on. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for comfort. The year will come, and if you're ready, it will be your year. If you're not, it will leave you behind. Your future, your opportunities, your success. They're waiting for you on the other side of preparation. Decide today that you will not be caught off guard. Decide today that 2026 will be the year you dominate, the year you rise, the year you refuse to be left behind. Time will not pause. Life will not wait. 2026 is coming. The only question is, will you be ready? If you want to dominate 2026, the first thing you must do is reset your mind. Resetting isn't just a suggestion, it's a requirement. You cannot enter a new year carrying the weight of last year's failures, regrets, disappointments, or missed opportunities. Every second you spend clinging to 2025 is a second wasted, a second ditch. It takes energy, focus, and clarity away from what's ahead. You cannot move forward if your mind is still trapped in the past. You have to consciously decide to release it, to let it go, to burn the bridge behind you so that your only path is forward toward the person you're meant to become. Resetting your mental state isn't just about thinking differently. It's about destroying old thought patterns, challenging your comfort zone, and creating a foundation so strong that 2026 will have no choice but to bend in your favor. Think about it. How many people enter a new year carrying grudges, failures, and self-doubt? They drag their past around like an anchor, wondering why nothing changes. They wake up on January 1st expecting a miracle, expecting life to suddenly reward them for the mistakes of yesterday. That's not how the world works. Life doesn't reward wishful thinking. It rewards clarity, intention, and action. To dominate the next year, you must stop being haunted by your past. You have to separate yourself from the identity you built in 2025, the version of yourself that tolerated excuses, settled for mediocrity, and allowed fear to dictate decisions. That version of you is dead. Burn it, erase it, and refuse to let it define who you are going to be. Resetting your mind starts with honesty. You have to look at yourself and the year you've just lived without any sugarcoating. What did you allow to hold you back? Where did you fall short? What habits were toxic? What relationships were draining? And what routines were wasting your time? Be brutal with yourself, because sugarcoating only prolongs the pain. If you fail to confront reality, you will carry the same chains into the next year and wonder why you are still stuck. Mental reset is about ownership, taking full responsibility for everything you did, everything you didn't do, and everything you will change movie. NG forward. No blaming, no excuses. Own it all and then let it go. Letting go is the hardest part. It's easy to analyze your failures, but it's hard to release the emotions that come with them. Guilt, shame, regret, resentment. They're heavy and they slow you down. You cannot sprint toward 2026 carrying those weights on your back. You have to forgive yourself, not because what happened was okay, but because holding on to it is killing your future. Forgiveness in this context is power. It's liberation. It's the act of saying, I will not let yesterday control tomorrow. Once you forgive yourself, once you release the mental clutter, your energy is free to focus on growth, action, and preparation. You will see the difference immediately. Your mind will feel lighter, sharper, and ready to attack the challenges ahead. Resetting your mind also means reprogramming it. Thoughts are habits, and habits are behaviors, and behaviors create results. If your mind is filled with negative self-talk, fear, doubt, and distraction, your 2026 will reflect that. You must consciously replace those destructive thoughts with ones of power, clarity, and action. Visualize the person you want to become. Speak to yourself with authority. Challenge your excuses every time they arise. Turn your internal dialogue into a relentless source of motivation. The mind is a battlefield, and 2026 will test you in ways that will push you to your limits. If your mental state is weak, you will crumble. But if you reset your mind now, if you build it strong and unyielding, the world will bend to your persistence, not your fear. Part of this reset is also about leaving behind toxic influences. 2025 likely had people, environments, or routines that did not serve you. They drained your energy. They distracted you from your goals. And they may have even convinced you that your potential was limited. To enter 202. 6. At full strength, you must cut them out. Surround yourself with energy that pushes you forward, not energy that holds you back. Protect your mental space like it is sacred, because it is. Your mind is your weapon, and anything that dulls it must be removed without hesitation. This is not cruelty, it's survival. You cannot rise with your hands tied, your mind cluttered, and your spirit weakened. Resetting also demands a shift in perspective. Failures are not permanent, they are lessons. Mistakes are not the end, they are feedback. 2025 may have been difficult, but every setback, every disappointment, every challenge you face prepared you for the next level. The mental reset is about reframing your experiences. Instead of seeing the past as a series of losses, see it as training ground. See it as fuel. The pain you endured is energy you can now convert into action. The discipline you lacked is a void you can now fill with determination. The weaknesses you carried are now challenges waiting to be conquered. Mental reset transforms scars into power. Finally, the mental reset is about commitment. It's not a one-time decision. It's a continuous process. You must wake up every day knowing that 2026 is not going to hand you anything. Every thought, every action, every choice must reflect the fact that you are a warrior preparing for battle. Old habits will try to sneak back in. Old excuses will whisper in your ear. Old fears will attempt to paralyze you. This is natural, but you must be vigilant. Guard your mind like a fortress. Feed it with positivity, focus, and relentless ambition. This is how you create momentum before the year even begins. The momentum carries you through challenges, propels you past competition, and positions you to dominate in ways you never imagined. Resetting your mind is non-negotiable. It is the foundation of everything else you will accomplish in 2026. Without it, goals are hollow, plans are fragile, and dreams remain dreams. With it, every challenge becomes an opportunity. Every setback becomes a lesson, and every moment becomes a chance to build the life you've always imagined. Decide today that 2025 is over, that you will no longer carry its weight, and that your mind is now a weapon calibrated to dominate the next year. The reset is in your hands, and how you handle it will define every success, every achievement, and every victory that 2026 will deliver. Do not wait. Do not delay. Reset your mind now, because the person you become tomorrow is shaped by the choices you make today. Release the past. Reprogram your thoughts. Guard your energy. Build resilience and step into 2026, not as someone hoping for success, but as someone prepared to take it, claim it, and own it. The year is coming. The question is, will you enter it with a mind weakened by yesterday or a mind sharpened for domination? The choice is yours, and the time to act is now. Setting goals is not about writing down a wish list or dreaming about what could be. It is about creating a blueprint for the life you intend to dominate in 2026. Most people approach goal setting casually. They scribble vague ideas on a piece of paper, never returning to them, and then wonder why nothing changes. That is not how winners operate. If you want to take control of the coming year, you must set goals that are relentless, goals that demand everything from you, that push you beyond your comfort zone, and that refuse to accept maybe as an answer. A goal without fire, without clarity, without absolute commitment is nothing more than a fantasy. And 2026 does not reward fantasies, it rewards execution. Relentless goals are not just about numbers, titles, or material achievements. They are about becoming the person who is capable of achieving those numbers, titles, and milestones. They are about creating a vision of yourself that is so compelling, so precise, that failure is not an option. Too many people set goals without asking themselves the hard questions. Who do I need to become to achieve this? What sacrifices am I willing to make? How much discipline can I enforce in my daily routine? Without answering these, goals are empty. They are decorative. Relentless goals require brutal honesty and unflinching self-awareness. They demand that you evaluate your strengths, your weaknesses, and the resources at your disposal, and then challenge yourself to stretch far beyond what feels possible. Clarity is everything. When you set a goal, it cannot be vague. Saying, I want to be successful in 2026 is not enough. What does success mean to you? How much income, how many achievements, how much influence, and how much personal growth are you targeting? Relentless goals are measurable. They are specific. They are deadlines marked on a calendar that cannot be ignored. Without specificity, there is no accountability. And without accountability, there is no pressure to act. You must know exactly what you are aiming for, because a moving target is impossible to hit. In order to dominate 2026, you must define the target so clearly that every action you take, every decision you make is aligned with hitting it. Once you have clarity, you must break your goal down into actionable steps. Big goals can be intimidating. They can paralyze you if you look at them in their entirety. That is why relentless goals are accompanied by relentless plans. Identify the small daily actions that will compound over time to create massive results. Show up every day. Do the work that nobody sees. Push past the distractions, the temptations, and excuses that will try to pull you away. Momentum is built by consistent action, not by motivation. Motiva. Sean fades. Discipline, executed relentlessly, builds the results that your goals demand. Every day you have to take deliberate steps toward what you want, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's inconvenient, and even when it feels like nobody's watching. Relentless goals also require you to embrace discomfort. Growth is painful. Progress is uncomfortable. If your goals do not stretch you, they do not deserve your energy. To dominate 2026, you must aim higher than you ever have before. Push yourself beyond the limits of your current abilities. Confront your fears, face your doubts, and challenge the narratives that have held you back in the past. Success belongs to those who are willing to endure the discomfort, to sacrifice convenience, to put in the work when others are relaxing, to keep moving forward when everyone else quits. Your goals should feel almost terrifying when you set them, because anything comfortable is not going to make you remarkable. Another critical aspect of relentless goals is accountability. You must hold yourself accountable like a drill sergeant holding a soldier to perfection. Excuses are for the weak. Complaints are for the uncommitted. Your goals are not suggestions. They are contracts you make with yourself, and breaking them is not an option. Write them down, read them daily, track your progress relentlessly, and adjust your actions without hesitation. The moment you slack, the moment you settle, the moment you justify inaction is the moment your goals start to slip out of reach. Discipline your mind, train your focus, obsess over progress. This is the mindset that separates dreamers from achievers. Relentless goals are not static. They evolve as you grow. 2026 will throw unexpected challenges, opportunities, and lessons at you. You must be flexible enough to adjust your strategies while remaining unwavering in your commitment. T to the outcome. A relentless goal does not bend. Your methods may, but your vision remains unshakable. You must develop the ability to pivot without losing sight of the end game, to innovate under pressure, and to outwork everyone who doubts your potential. This is how ordinary people become extraordinary, by refusing to let obstacles dictate the pace of their progress. A final crucial aspect is visualization. Relentless goals are felt before they are achieved. Your mind must see the outcome clearly in vivid detail long before your actions make it real. Visualize the person you will become in 2026, the achievements, the recognition, the impact. Let your imagination drive your motivation. Let it fuel your relentless work ethic. When you can see it, feel it, and believe it, with every fiber of your being, the universe begins to conspire to bring it to you. Mental rehearsal is not a replacement for action, but it primes your mind to recognize opportunities, overcome challenges, and remain committed when the journey becomes difficult. Setting relentless goals is a declaration. It is a statement to yourself, to the world, and to the next year. You are coming prepared. You are not settling. You are not waiting for permission, luck, or favorable circumstances. You are taking control of your life with the clarity, focus, and intensity that 2026 demands. No one will hand you success. No one will carry you across the finish line. Your goals are yours to chase, yours to fight for, and yours to achieve. When you set them relentlessly, when you commit fully, when you take action daily, 2026 becomes not a year of uncertainty, but a year of domination. So decide today that your goals for 2026 will not be ordinary. Decide that they will scare you, stretch you, and push you to become a version of yourself that you have never met before. Write them down. Break them into action apps. The steps: hold yourself accountable and execute with unwavering discipline. Refuse to settle for less than your full potential. Relentless goals are not just about the future. They are about who you become in the process of chasing them. The person you grow into while pursuing these goals will define every success, every victory, and every achievement that 2026 has in store for you. Start now, because preparation begins today, and greatness waits for no one. If you want to dominate 2026, you must understand one brutal truth: motivation is temporary. Motivation is fleeting. It's the fire that burns brightly in the beginning, the spark that gets you started, but it will fade. It will run out. It will abandon you in the middle of the storm. Too many people depend on motivation to carry them, waiting for that rush of emotion to push them forward. And when it disappears, they quit, they stall, and they settle for mediocrity. Discipline, on the other hand, is permanent. Discipline does not care how you feel. Discipline shows up even when you don't want to. Discipline moves forward even when motivation has left the building. Discipline is what separates those who merely dream from those who dominate. And if you want 2026 to be your year, you must embrace discipline above all else. Discipline is a muscle, and like any muscle, it must be trained. You can't wake up one day and declare, "I am disciplined," and expect your life to transform. You must practice it daily, in every small decision, in every interaction, and in every action. It is the choice to do what needs to be done, even when you feel like doing the opposite. It is the commitment to your goals when the world is comfortable telling you to quit. Discipline is not glamorous, and it is not easy, but it is reliable. Motivation might make you work hard for a week, for a month, or until the first challenge arrives. But discipline will carry you through the struggles that define winners. Let me be clear. Relying on motivation is like building a house on sand. You can have the most inspiring speeches, the most moving podcasts, the most powerful quotes, and they might lift you temporarily. But when life gets hard, when setbacks come, when excuses whisper in your ear, motivation will fail you every time. Discipline is the solid foundation. Discipline is what allows you to act even when the conditions are imperfect, when your emotions are low, when life seems unfair. It is not about feeling like it. It is about doing it anyway. That is the essence of preparation for 2026. You must cultivate habits that do not require emotional highs to sustain. You must make your success inevitable through consistency and unshakable commitment. Discipline is about controlling yourself. It is about mastering your mind and your actions in the moments that matter most. Too many people let cravings, impulses, distractions, and comfort dictate their behavior. They allow temporary pleasure to undermine long-term results. Discipline is the ability to say no to what feels good now in order to achieve what matters most later. It is the refusal to settle for short-term gratification when long-term dominance is on the line. In 2026, you will face countless temptations to quit, to distract yourself, to procrastinate, and to coast. Discipline is your armor. It will protect you from the easy way out, from the mediocre choices, from the excuses that will try to pull you off course. True discipline requires structure. It requires creating a system that keeps you accountable even when your emotions fail. You must plan your day, your week, your month, and your year with intention. You must know exactly what must be done and commit to executing it, even when it is inconvenient. Discipline is built through repetition. It is the relentless enforcement of routines, the consistent execution of tasks, the unwavering dedication to progress. This is how ordinary people create extraordinary lives. Motivation might get you started, but discipline will ensure that you finish, that you persist, and that you dominate 2026 without excuse. Discipline also builds resilience. When you rely solely on motivation, you are at the mercy of your emotions, and emotions are volatile. Some days you will feel inspired, others you will feel tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed. Discipline does not care. Discipline forces you to act regardless of how you feel. It trains your mind to endure discomfort, to embrace struggle, and to remain steadfast when challenges arise. The world will not wait for you to feel ready. 2026 will demand your best even on your worst days. Discipline ensures that you show up, that you perform, and that you continue to advance even when the path is difficult. It turns ordinary action into unstoppable momentum. Another critical aspect of discipline is sacrifice. Discipline demands that you give up what is convenient, comfortable, or easy in favor of what is necessary for growth. It is the willingness to delay pleasure, to skip distractions, to work when others are resting, and to commit to the grind when nobody is watching. Most people are unwilling to pay the price that discipline requires, which is why they remain stuck in the same cycles of mediocrity. To dominate 2026, you must be willing to do what others won't. You must embrace the discomfort of delayed gratification, knowing that every choice, every action, every small sacrifice compounds into massive results over time. Discipline also teaches focus. When motivation fades, it is discipline that keeps your eyes on the prize, your mind aligned with your goals, and your energy directed toward what matters most. It eliminates distract. It silences the noise, and it creates a tunnel vision that is unstoppable. The more disciplined you become, the less power external circumstances have over you. You begin to dictate the terms of your life rather than reacting to the chaos around you. In 2026, the people who succeed will not be the ones who wait to feel inspired. They will be the ones who have trained their minds and their actions through relentless discipline. Finally, discipline is what creates freedom. Paradoxically, by constraining yourself through discipline, you create more opportunities, more control, and more power than the person who drifts through life waiting for motivation. The disciplined individual is unstoppable because their habits, routines, and consistent effort compound to create momentum that cannot be interrupted by temporary feelings, setbacks, or distractions. Discipline makes success predictable. It removes uncertainty. It transforms potential into reality. So as you prepare for 2026, understand this. Motivation will come and go, but discipline is forever. Build it, practice it, and enforce it in every area of your life. Show up when it's uncomfortable. Work when it's inconvenient. Persist when the fire has gone out. Protect your time, your focus, and your energy. Refuse to let fleeting feelings dictate your results. The person who dominates 2026 will not be the one who waited for motivation. They will be the one who executed relentlessly, who persisted tirelessly, who disciplined themselves into unstoppable action. Your discipline today is your dominance tomorrow. No excuses, no shortcuts. 2026 is coming. Make sure your discipline is ready to meet it. If you want to dominate 2026, one of the most important things you must understand is that skill and knowledge are the currency of success. Money, influence, recognition, they all follow skill, not the other way around. People often think success comes from luck, connections, or timing. But the truth is, the person who is most prepared, most capable, and most skilled will always win in the long run. 2026 will not reward ignorance or complacency. The world is moving faster than ever. Industries change overnight. Technology evolves daily, and the people who rise to the top are the ones who refuse to stay stagnant. You cannot step into next year hoping to rely on the same abilities, the same knowledge, and the same habits you had in 2025. If you do, you will be left behind while others accelerate past you. Leveling up your skills begins with humility. You must accept that no matter how much you know or how talented you are, there is always room to grow. Pride and arrogance are killers of progress. If you think you already know enough, you are done. You will become irrelevant while the world advances. To dominate 2026, you must become a student again. You must seek knowledge relentlessly. Read books, watch tutorials, listen to experts, study your craft until your brain aches. Immerse yourself in learning so deeply that you become a repository of insight, innovation, and strategies that others can't touch. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is unstoppable. Learning without action is wasted time. The next step is mastery through practice. It's not enough to know, you must do. Skill is built through repetition, through consistent effort, through pushing yourself beyond your current limitations. Every hour you dedicate to improvement compounds. Every time you tackle a new challenge, every time you fail and adapt, you grow stronger, faster, and more capable. The world does not reward potential. It rewards execution. You may have talent, you may have ideas, but without action and applied skill, nothing will change. In 2026, the person who executes consistently and elevates their ability relentlessly will rise while others are still dreaming. You must also adopt a mindset of extreme adaptability. Knowledge and skills that were enough yesterday may be irrelevant tomorrow. To dominate, you must not only expand what you know, but also refine how you think. Learn to adapt quickly, to pivot under pressure, and to innovate when faced with challenges. The market will change. Industries will shift and opportunities will evolve. But if you have the skills and knowledge to respond faster and better than anyone else, you will always be in control. 2026 will test your ability to evolve, and those who fail to level up will be left behind, watching as others seize the rewards they ignored. Leveling up also requires intentionality. You cannot randomly consume information and hope it sticks. You must focus on what matters most to your goals. Identify the skills that will have the largest impact on your success next year and attack them with ferocity. Whether it's mastering communication, building technical abilities, learning a new market, or refining leadership, you must prioritize with precision. Scattershot effort leads to mediocrity. Relentless focus leads to mastery. Every hour you invest in the right skill compounds exponentially. By the time 2026 is fully underway, your deliberate practice will have set you apart from the masses who spend their time scrolling, complaining, or waiting for opportunity to knock. Another critical component is surrounding yourself with experts and mentors. Knowledge grows faster when shared, and skills accelerate when modeled. Seek out people who are ahead of you, who have walked the path, who have done what you aspire to do. Learn from their successes, study their failures, and integrate their strategies into your own life. Isolation slows progress. Connection accelerates it. But remember, you must also apply what you learn. Absorbing knowledge without action is like filling a bucket with water that has a hole in the bottom. Learn aggressively, but execute even more aggressively. Persistence is non-negotiable. Leveling up your skills and knowledge is not a one-time effort. It is a daily grind. Every challenge you face in 2026 will require you to draw from your preparation, from your training, from the work you put in when no one was watching. Skills sharpen with use. Knowledge deepens with application, and mastery is forged through relentless effort. You cannot afford to take breaks in your growth, because the moment you do, someone else is leveling up, someone else is moving faster, someone else is ready to take the opportunities you ignore. In a world that rewards the prepared, stagnation is the enemy of success. You must also embrace failure as a tool. When you challenge yourself to acquire new skills and expand your knowledge, failure is inevitable. You will make mistakes, you will stumble, you will look foolish. This is part of the process. Every failure is a lesson. Every mistake is feedback. Every setback is an opportunity to refine your approach and come back stronger. Most people are paralyzed by fear of failure. Winners, however, use it as fuel. In 2026, your ability to take risks, to learn from mistakes, and to improve faster than anyone else will be one of the biggest advantages you can have. Time management is another essential factor. Learning and skill building require consistent effort over time. You must prioritize your growth above distractions, entertainment, and trivial pursuits. Every hour invested in yourself compounds. Every day dedicated to improvement is a step toward domination. 2026 will not wait for you to feel ready. It will reward those who have invested in themselves, who have sharpened their skills, and who have expanded their knowledge when others were wasting their time. Your preparation today is the foundation for your results tomorrow. Finally, leveling up your skills and knowledge is about vision. You must see the version of yourself that exists at the end of 2026. A stronger, smarter, more capable, unstoppable version. Let that vision drive your relentless pursuit of growth. Let it push you to read when you're tired, to practice when you're exhausted, to ask questions when others are silent, to learn when others are distracted. Skills and knowledge are the weapons you carry into the battles of life. And the better armed you are, the more impossible it becomes for anything to stand in your way. 2026 is a year of action, execution, and dominance. And the person who has invested in themselves ahead of time will be unstoppable. So as you prepare for 2026, make a commitment today to level up. Decide that you will learn more, practice more, improve faster, and grow stronger than anyone else. Invest in your skills, deepen your knowledge, seek mentorship, embrace failure, and commit to relentless, intentional action. Knowledge and skill are not optional. They are the currency of success. And the person who accumulates them will be the person who dominates. Your future is shaped by what you do today. And if you prepare properly, 2026 will not just be another year. It will be your year of transformation, growth, and unstoppable achievement. If you want to dominate 2026, one of the most critical truths you must accept is that your environment determines your elevation. You are not just the sum of your thoughts or your effort. You are the reflection of the people, influences, and energy that surrounds you every day. If you spend your life around negativity, excuses, mediocrity, and complacency, you will absorb it. It will seep into your mindset, your habits, and your results. But if you surround yourself with winners, with people who push you, challenge you, and refuse to let you settle, your life will rise to their level. 2026 will test your focus, your discipline, and your ambition. And the people around you will either lift you higher or drag you down. There is no middle ground. Winners are not just successful people. They are the ones who refuse to quit, who show up every day with energy, purpose, and relentless ambition. They challenge themselves and those around them to reach higher. They are disciplined, focused, and forward-thinking. These are the people who think about tomorrow while others are consumed by comfort today. Surrounding yourself with this energy is like adding fuel to a fire. Their habits become your habits. Their mindset becomes your mindset. And their momentum propels you toward growth faster than any motivation could. In 2026, the company you keep will be one of the defining factors in whether you rise or remain stagnant. You must evaluate your current circle with brutal honesty. How many of the people you spend the most time with are truly pushing you to be better? How many are content with average? And how many are actually trying to level up alongside you? Most people are too comfortable maintaining relationships out of nostalgia, convenience, or fear of confrontation. But comfort kills progress. In order to dominate 2026, you must surround yourself with individuals who are as hungry, as disciplined, and as committed as you are, or even hungrier. They will call you out when you're slacking. They will inspire you when you feel low, and they will challenge you to reach heights you never thought possible. Being around winners also changes your standards. When you immerse yourself in a group of people who demand excellence from themselves, you begin to demand it from yourself. Average is no longer acceptable. Mediocrity is no longer tolerated. Your mindset evolves because your reference points evolve. You begin to think bigger, act bolder, and refuse to settle for less than what you are capable of achieving. This is why so many people fail to reach their potential. They are surrounded by comfort, complacency, and excuses. If you want to dominate 2026, you cannot allow yourself to be influenced by those who are satisfied with the ordinary. However, surrounding yourself with winners is not just about absorbing their energy, it is also about contributing value to that circle. Winners are drawn to other winners. If you want to be in the room of high achievers, you must bring something to the table. Your ambition, your work ethic, your ideas, and your commitment. This creates a cycle of accountability and growth. You lift others and they lift you. You hold each other to higher standards, push each other through discomfort, and create an environment where success becomes inevitable. 2026 will reward those who not only seek excellence, but also surround themselves with people who reflect and amplify it. Another critical aspect is the elimination of negative influences. This is not about being mean or rejecting people who are struggling. It is about protecting your energy, focus, and mental space. Toxic relationships, those filled with constant complaining, excuses, jealousy, or distraction, will drain you faster than you realize. They are silent killers of potential. You must make conscious choices about who deserves your time and attention. Your environment should be a training ground, not a battlefield. Winners lift you up. The wrong people weigh you down. Protect your circle with the same ferocity you protect your goals, because your environment will dictate the trajectory of your 2026. Learning from winners is also essential. Every person who is operating at a higher level than you has lessons to teach. Observe their habits, study their mindset, analyze their decisions, and adopt what works for you. Winners accelerate your learning because they have already navigated challenges you will face. They can provide insights, strategies, and perspectives that you cannot gain alone. In 2026, the ability to absorb wisdom from the right people will allow you to avoid costly mistakes, seize opportunities faster, and grow in ways that would take years if you attempted to go it alone. Accountability is another reason winners are indispensable. When you are surrounded by high achieving people, excuses lose their power. They will call you out when you are slacking, question your decisions when they are weak, and push you to act when hesitation creeps in. In their presence, mediocrity is exposed and greatness is demanded. This accountability is not punishment, it is preparation. It forces you to elevate your performance, maintain discipline, and execute relentlessly. 2026 will not wait for you to become motivated. Your circle of winners will ensure that you take action even when motivation fades. Winners also inspire courage. They show you that what seems impossible is actually achievable. Their stories, habits, and results provide proof that excellence is not just for a chosen few, it is attainable for anyone willing to do the work. When you are surrounded by people who refuse to accept limitations, you begin to see possibilities you never noticed before. Fear, doubt, and hesitation lose their grip when you are in the presence of relentless achievers. In 2026, your courage to take risks, embrace challenges, and chase audacious goals will be strengthened by the energy of those around you. Finally, the energy you surround yourself with shapes your identity. You become a reflection of the people you spend the most time with. If you want to enter 2026 as a stronger, smarter, faster, and more disciplined scion of yourself, you must intentionally choose who you allow into your inner circle. Winners will push you, challenge you, and inspire you. They will elevate your standards, sharpen your focus, and create an environment where growth is inevitable. Mediocre or negative influences will do the opposite. They will hold you back, drain your energy, and limit your potential. The choice is yours. So as you prepare for 2026, take a hard look at your circle. Remove what no longer serves your growth and seek out people who demand excellence, inspire action, and push you to levels you have never reached. Commit to learning from them, contributing to them, and holding yourself accountable alongside them. Your environment will either lift you or limit you. The energy you immerse yourself in, the people you allow to influence you, and the standards you adopt from your circle will determine whether 2026 is a year of mediocrity or a year of domination. Choose wisely. Surround yourself with winners, because your success in 2026 depends not only on your effort, but on the people who refuse to let you settle for anything less than greatness. If you want to dominate 2026, you must understand one fundamental truth. Ideas, plans, goals, and intentions mean nothing without massive, relentless action. Too many people spend their lives dreaming, planning, and talking about what they want, but they never execute with the intensity required to turn vision into reality. 2026 will not reward your thoughts, it will reward your execution. The calendar will change whether you act or not, and opportunities will pass by while you hesitate. Success is not a spectator sport. It is earned in the trenches through repeated focus and relentless action. The world does not hand out victories to the ones who wait. It delivers results to the ones who refuse to quit, who refuse to hesitate, who attack ever. Why day with everything they've got? Taking massive action begins with commitment. You cannot approach 2026 half-heartedly or casually. You must declare without hesitation or compromise that your focus, your energy, and your effort are non-negotiable. This is not about doing a little more than others. It is about doing exponentially more than you've ever done before. Massive action requires that you operate beyond what feels comfortable, beyond what feels convenient, and beyond what you believe is possible. The moment you settle for minimal effort, the moment you allow comfort to dictate your actions, you are surrendering your potential. To dominate the coming year, you must commit to showing up every day with a ferocity that demands results, no matter the circumstances. Relentless action also means speed. Execution is about more than effort. It is about immediacy. Too many people waste time analyzing, overthinking, and waiting for the perfect moment. Let me tell you something. The perfect moment will never come. 2026 will not pause until you are ready. You must act now. Ideas are fragile and opportunities are fleeting. The person who hesitates is the person who loses. Massive action requires urgency, decisiveness, and the courage to take risks before anyone else is prepared. Momentum is created by action, not by planning alone. The faster you move, the more ground you gain, and the more unstoppable you become. Consistency is another pillar of massive action. One powerful burst of effort is not enough. You must show up day after day, hour after hour, relentlessly executing toward your goals. Habits are built through repetition. Results are built through persistence, and dominance is built through continuous, focused effort. In 2026, your ability to sustain action when others are resting, when others are distracted, and when motivation fades will define the level of success you achieve. Consistent action compounds over time, creating a momentum that cannot be matched by those who work sporadically or wait for inspiration. Taking massive, relentless action also demands courage. You will encounter fear, doubt, and resistance at every turn. You will be tested by obstacles, setbacks, and naysayers. Massive action is the refusal to allow fear to dictate your choices. It is moving forward when uncertainty is high, when the stakes are enormous, and when the world seems to conspire against you. The difference between those who dominate and those who watch from the sidelines is not talent or luck. It is courage paired with relentless execution. In 2026, your ability to act decisively in the face of fear will determine the magnitude of your results. Another critical element is resilience. Massive action is not without setbacks. You will fail, you will stumble, you will face resistance that seems insurmountable, but relentless action does not stop at failure. It adapts, adjusts, and presses forward with renewed intensity. Every setback becomes feedback, every obstacle becomes a lesson, and every moment of resistance becomes fuel for growth. The person who dominates 2026 is the person who refuses to stop, who refuses to complain, and who refuses to accept defeat as permanent. Relentless action is about enduring, persisting, and executing, even when circumstances are stacked against you. Clarity amplifies action. To take massive action, you must know exactly what you are aiming for. Goals, plans, and strategies provide direction, focus, and purpose. Without clarity, action can become scattered, wasted, or misdirected. In 2026, the person who dominates is not just the hardest worker, they are the most strategic worker. Every action must align with your vision. Every effort must serve a purpose, and every decision must move you closer to your target. Relentless action without direction is busy work. Relentless action with clarity is unstoppable momentum. Time management is an inseparable companion to massive action. Every moment wasted is opportunity lost. In 2026, distractions will be everywhere. Social media, unnecessary obligations, negative influences, and excuses will try to rob you of your focus. Massive action requires ruthless control of your time. You must protect it as if your life depends on it, because it does. Every minute invested in high-value activity compounds into results that will set you apart from the masses. Relentless execution requires prioritization, focus, and the discipline to say no to anything that does not advance your vision. Collaboration and leverage also amplify massive action. While relentless effort is necessary, the person who understands the power of influence, networking, and teamwork multiplies their results. 2026 will be full of opportunities that require more than one set of hands, more than one mind, and more than one perspective. Surround yourself with people who complement your skills, who elevate your efforts, and who push you to achieve beyond what you could accomplish alone. Action is magnified when shared with the right team, and mastery and execution comes from knowing how to leverage your resources strategically. Finally, massive relentless action is a mindset. It is a refusal to be passive, a refusal to wait, and a refusal to settle. It is the commitment to go harder, to push further, and to demand more of yourself than anyone else could ever expect. It is the daily, hourly, moment-to-moment choice to act when others hesitate, to persevere when others quit, and to dominate when others are complacent. In 2026, your results will not come from hope. They will come from your relentless willingness to do what must be done, consistently, courageously, and with unstoppable intensity. So as you prepare for 2026, recognize that planning alone is insufficient. Vision alone is insufficient. Goals alone are insufficient. You must take massive, relentless action. Commit fully, move decisively, persist consistently, act courageously, and leverage your time, resources, and relationships to maximize results. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for motivation, and do not wait for circumstances to align. The only way to dominate the coming year is to attack it with relentless execution. Your future, your success, and your transformation are waiting on the other side of massive action. Decide today that in 2026, you will not merely exist. You will dominate, achieve, and rise to heights that demand the full measure of your effort and core. Age. Now is the moment to take everything you've learned, every lesson, every insight, and every strategy, and put it into action. 2026 is not waiting for anyone. It does not care about your excuses, your fears, or your doubts. It will come whether you are ready or not. And the question is, will you be prepared to dominate it, or will you allow it to pass by while you wonder what could have been? The 7 keynotes we've explored are not ideas to inspire temporary excitement. They are the foundation for transformation, the blueprint for someone who refuses to settle, someone who refuses to be average, someone who is ready to attack life with everything they've got. This is your wake-up call. Imagine walking into 2026 with your mind reset, free of the weight of the past. Imagine walking in with relentless, clearly defined goals that scare you, challenge you, and force you to grow. Picture yourself disciplined beyond measure, showing up every day when others are resting, refusing to quit when the world tries to stop you, and taking control of your time, energy, and effort. Visualize yourself armed with new skills and knowledge, prepared for challenges before they even arrive, and surrounded by people who elevate you, challenge you, and demand your best. Now imagine moving through all of this with unstoppable, massive action. The kind of action that turns dreams into results, ideas into reality, and vision into domination. This is not fantasy. This is the reality you can create if you commit, if you act, and if you refuse to allow anything to hold you back. The difference between people who succeed and people who watch life happen is action. Those who dominate do not wait for the perfect moment. They do not rely on fleeting motivation, and they do not allow fear or comfort to dictate their lives. They move, they act, they execute relentlessly. Every day, every hour, ever. A minute is an opportunity to build the future you want. The year ahead is a blank canvas, and you are the artist. What will you create? Mediocrity or greatness, excuses or results, waiting or relentless pursuit? The choice is yours, but the consequences are real, and they will not wait. So as you step into 2026, decide right now that you will not be average. Decide that you will reset your mind, crush old limitations, and redefine what is possible. Decide that your goals will be bold, your discipline unwavering, your skills sharp, and your circle of influence powerful. Decide that you will take massive, relentless action, refusing to allow hesitation or fear to steal what is rightfully yours. This is not just preparation. It is transformation. This is the moment when you stop talking and start dominating. Remember, 2026 belongs to the prepared, the relentless, the disciplined, and the bold. The question is, will you step up and claim it? Or will you stand on the sidelines wondering why the world passed you by? Your future, your success, your life, it all starts now. Prepare yourself. Dominate your mind. Sharpen your skills. Surround yourself with winners. Take action like your life depends on it, because it does. This is your year, your time, your moment. Don't let it slip. 2026 is waiting. The only question is, are you ready to rise?